Hello and welcome back to Vault Hunters. So we're back again today on top of our tower. We have done a little bit of work here and I'm pretty excited about what all we've done change-wise. So my main area has now been moved to the top of the tower. All of my stuff is up here. You can see we are way up in the air. And all of my stuff's here. I've got my black market, my bounty table, almost got that one complete. Post box, all the normal stuff you would need, all of my regular things. My simple storage system is up here now, which is looking really good. Of course, vault altar, waystone, things like that. Some cool chests to store some of my junk in. My eternal is right here, and just all kinds of really cool stuff. Down below here, there's actually two different elevators here. There's this one there, and then there's this one here. This one here takes me down to the areas that I had before. This is the base of the tower, and then this is my main area over here. Move my vault portal over here to the side, changing it up a little bit from what was right here. Just reorganizing, having some fun with it, trying to make it look interesting. And so back up here, if we go down this one, we will actually enter the mechanical room. This is the room directly below my area up there. I have a demagnetizer there that is actually set underneath a lever and a indicator block there as well to let me know if that thing is turned on or off. So like right now, it's turned off. I can throw things. But if we turn it on, the light there will turn on, and then I can't throw things because the demagnetizer is not turned on. So it's kind of interesting how that one works. I have a couple iron generators down here, and I just mainly have my nutritional liquefier here for my paste. This is just an easy way for me to gather up some of this stuffs and things so I can keep the little machines I need to use on a daily basis kind of like right here close. Another cool thing I added is I've discovered these. These are part of the Waystones mod. These are warp plates, and they're basically like portable teleporters, essentially. So you have to create two of these. They have to be done in pairs, and then you exchange these little attuned shards between the two of them, and then it will actually teleport you between them. So if I stand on this one, it'll actually teleport me into the basement of my old base. I'm picking up bamboo leaves. And so this is just a really convenient way to kind of travel between areas that I normally frequent. So like my storage chests are all in here, and then my colossal chest is down there. So everything's kind of right here. And then my farms are down here below, which I seem to be picking items up from. So I can easily transition between my farms and my main base there with that one warp plate. I don't actually have to like fly down and all that kind of stuff. And the other warp plate, well, this is just kind of a YouTuber thing. I've created myself underneath my regular base. I created myself a green room here so that I can put things on the wall and then like take screenshots of them and stuff like that. So that's what this one's for, but it was just kind of cool to match it up to a pair of them up here on either side of my cryo chamber. So in between, we have ran some vaults. We completed a bounty. We got a couple black opal and a helmet. We have a ton of gear we're going to be rolling today. We need to upgrade some of our gear. We're just not quite where we need to be when it comes to the gear, so it's always good to upgrade that. We have a scavenger crate. We completed a scavenger vault. A ton of bronze in there. Nothing else that's really super exciting. Memory shard, another blank seal, some more mystery eggs, which we'll get into those eventually, I think. A fundamental focus, and then I always put my blank seals over here. And the boss crate, looks like we have some cool things in this one as well. We'll open this, some more gear, just what we need. Some diamonds, some carbon, regret chunks, the normal stuff. I'm sure some things went into my backpack. Yes, 3 mystery boxes. We're going to open these up. We're going to take some of this bronze out and some of these other items just so we can go ahead and put them. 5 vault diamonds, that's pretty good. And so we'll make sure our magnetizer is off so we can do things here. And let's open 3 mystery boxes. All right, black opal, Zinjy, and more black opal. I like the black opal, although I'm kind of disappointed I still have not gotten an Omega Pog. Got a regular Pog, but no Omega Pog. So as I mentioned in the last episode, we have been grinding away. I'm up to level 34 now, grinding away and getting more and more knowledge essence. I've been running some of these vaults and not even worrying about the objectives, just to try to get as many living chests as possible. And we have 161 knowledge shards now, which should, in theory, be enough for 20 knowledge stars if my maths are right. Okay, 1 left over. So we have enough knowledge now to unlock Mekanism Generators. That's going to require a whole lot of beniatite. Oh, so much beniatite. And I don't know if we have enough vault diamonds either, but we're going to look. We need a total of 20 extraordinary beniatite. And I think we have enough. Doing a little math in my head, it's like 320 some I think we need to get all of the ones we need. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We do have enough. Okay. Ooh, we had the 2 of them that I had made previously in here. Okay. So we have enough for all of this. Let's craft 20 knowledge stars. But first, we have to make the knowledge cores. We'll throw these in here. Let's see if we can do it. Yes. Okay. We do have enough vault diamonds. Excellent. So we'll throw our knowledge cores in there, and then we'll craft up our knowledge shards. And when I say knowledge shards, I mean knowledge stars, because that's what we want. Look at that. 20 knowledge stars in my hand. That's incredible. Eat them up. All right. And here it is. Mekanism Generators. Let's unlock it. All right, so now we've unlocked some new stuff. We've unlocked the Dark Mecha Transmog. Let's go take a look and see what that one looks like. Transmog table here. Let's just put our helmet up in here. So right now we have the Light Mecha. The Dark Mecha. Oh, that is so cool. It's like the same thing, but it's just like the dark mode version, because, you know, everybody likes dark mode. So let's actually transmog our kit to that right now. I think that's going to look so cool. To the Dark Mecha. Okay. There's the helmet, the boots, the pants, and the chest plate. Okay, this one's really cool. It's just got that kind of a purple tint to it. That is so neat. I think I like this one a little bit better. It is a little bit darker, and I think it just looks way cooler. Look at my hand there. That is so cool. All right, so now that we have Mekanism Generators unlocked, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to create. I've used up almost all of my beniatite to even get there. So let's take a look and see what we can do with it. Now, most of the Mekanism Generator stuff is off here, kind of on a separate, at the end of the pages here. So we have things like the Heat Generator, which is a really good one. That is super inexpensive. I can make a ton of those. That's so cool. Solar generators are actually really inexpensive, including the Advanced Solar Generator, which can store 200 kilojoules. And it doesn't tell me exactly how much, but we can do that one. That's really cool. The windmill is disabled as a regular thing. We can get it in treasure chests, but the windmills are disabled for crafting, which is kind of a bummer. But the biggest thing that we'll be able to do is create the reactor, the nuclear reactor, the fission reactor to be specific. And most of this stuff is not too bad. There's a whole lot of osmium and lead. Like this right here, whole bunch of lead and some steel and a chemical tank. You know, nothing too big a deal. Control rod assemblies. We are going to have to make some control circuits that are elite, which are kind of up there. But the rest of the stuff, like the logic adapters, are pretty inexpensive. The ports are pretty inexpensive. Other than that stuff, and the casings, which are the base items, are actually pretty expensive. And it doesn't look like it at first, but the reason it's so expensive is this steel casing. The steel casing requires 2 perfect Larimar, an osmium block, and 2 steel blocks on top of some chromatic steel. Now, at least it's not black chromatic steel, but we are going to need quite a few of those. All right, so we're over here in our creative world where we test things out, and this is just my little personal one. I've got all kinds of fun stuff over here. But I wanted to go ahead and build a quick example of what I would like to be building in over there on the actual server itself. And I'll show you where this is going to end up here in just a second, but this is my idea. So what we have here is our fission reactor, and I'm just using a creative fissile fuel tank for this because we're going to need to get fissile fuel, which is going to be a hassle. But we have a 7x7 fission reactor here. It's pretty good size. It has a huge amount of capability, which is what I really like about it. I don't have my logic adapters all figured out for auto scram and stuff like that, but that'll come on the actual server itself. I just wanted to test this out. So 7x7 on our fission reactor, all that kind of stuff. Over here we have a 5x5-ish steam turbine, and then the other stuff's up here on top of it. And of course, we pump steam in, and then we pump the water back out into the fission reactor, so we're kind of cycling everything, which helps make our water supply a little bit easier to maintain. Otherwise, I have to have like 4 sinks and all kinds of stuff like that just to create enough water for this thing to burn to turn it into steam. So we go into our steam turbine, and that generates the power, and then we go over here into an induction matrix. And my idea here is that I just kind of want to have a huge storage of power. Now this is a, what is this, 3x5? Yeah, 3x5 with the advanced induction stuff in the inside. These are the advanced induction cells on the inside. And with this one here, I think it's going to, it should be enough. I can always take this up like one more, which is the kind of the cool part about this whole, system, is I can just take this up one more, and then I can almost, triple, quadruple, I don't know what exactly the math would be, and I can put a bunch more of these induction cells in here, and then it can store even more power. Yeah, so now it can store, capacity 1 terajoule. That is insane. So we'll kick this thing on here real quick. We'll just activate our reactor. And yeah, it'll get the steam turbine spinning. And once it's spinning, it's actually generating power. And we can see a little bit here what it's kind of generating. And since all of it's being pushed directly into the induction matrix, we're not going to see any power kind of build up here in the turbine. The turbine itself can store like a gigajoule or so, 3.6 gigajoules. So the steam turbine itself can store quite a bit. But we want to store it in an induction matrix just so we can kind of keep it under control there. So yeah, our current input is 228 kilojoules. So that is a huge amount. I probably ought to change this over to like FE. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, our current input is 91 KFE, so kilo FE. So that's a ton of power already. And a capacity of 435 giga FE. Yeah, right now we have 220 million FE put into it. And our reactor is pretty stable right now. Our coolant is not dropping. I'm interested to see how far I can push this thing. Right now it's rate limited at 4. Let's take it to 5 and let's see if it starts dropping water. No, it's looking good there. So yeah, it's doing a really good job, and every time I go up, this turbine will increase in speed and it will increase its capacity, or its flow, or its production. So now it's up to 114 KFE. Which we'll see that here on this side. If I want to go much higher than like 100, I think it's like 150 or so, I'll have to change my induction provider inside there, either add another one or upgrade it to like the elite one. But yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing. We can easily convert this over to a sodium-based reactor, which is something we did last season. We may do that here, but that'll require us building a boiler to actually make the steam, because if you don't have water in there, you're just heating up sodium, and that won't work in a steam turbine. You'd have steam. So that's something we might do in the future, but let's go back onto the server and check out where this thing is going to go. All right, so we're over here on the Mech Island. We've got CWG's awesome-looking virus here, which it kind of looks like a virus. But this is the steam generator for all the rotational power that they need for all the create stuff that they're doing. So this right here, if you couldn't tell, this is going to be the reactor hall here. Now, if we go inside here, yeah, it's pretty basic. So on one side over here, I didn't have my lighter on. One side over here, we're going to have our nuclear reactor. There'll be a small space in between. And then we're going to have the steam turbine here on the other side. Now, this should be tall enough. I was going, up 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, everything should be underneath that yellow band up top there. But this is just going to kind of contain everything in it. The only thing that this won't contain at this point in time, and it just depends on space, and it depends on if I set my steam turbine back to one side or something like that, will be the induction matrix that'll actually store all the power. If I have to, we can make another room or another segment, or something kind of cool with it. I want to be kind of creative with it. I want it to look industrial and official and stuff like that. So I think that'll be kind of cool if we can kind of get it to be looking like something you would expect to see in an industrial area. So yeah, the induction matrix may even go somewhere underneath. It doesn't really matter, just as long as we have power easily accessible to everyone and everything. But before we can even get started with any of that kind of stuff, we need to get started on things like some of the smaller mechanism generator stuff. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a couple of these heat generators. Now, they're relatively inexpensive. They do require an osmium ingot, but that's pretty much it. We just need some sort of planks of some sort, some iron, copper, and a couple Flynnrite. Let's go ahead and make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's make 10 of these. I mean, they're furnaces. We have plenty of those. And I should have enough to make a couple of these. I would say 3. Let's go with 4 of them for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to gather up some buckets as well, and then we're going to set this up so they're basically contained within infinite lava. So we'll craft up a few more buckets here. I already have 1 bucket of lava, but I'm getting enough buckets for each, and that should be good for now. Now we're going to go ahead and set this up over there at the place. I'm wondering if I should start the induction matrix or not now, but we'll go ahead and get the lava generators running. That way CWG does not have to worry about putting coal into his furnator. That way the kelp will continue to get processed and torn down, because right now, whoa, too many buttons at once. This requires a bunch of coal. Now, the charcoal blocks are going to last for quite a while, but I'm thinking the heat generators might be a smarter investment. So right now, yeah, the basic energy cube is roughly equal, but I would like to speed that furnace up a little bit so that next time I have a whole bunch of kelp that I want to add in there, it's not too big of a deal, because it's going to suck some of this down. And I want to upgrade this, this furnace. I want to add a few more speed upgrades to this one here. So let's head down and set up a quick little energy creation system. This is a problem, by the way. One of the things I learned is that when the kelp grows up too tall, it actually creates source blocks at the top and then thus ruins my cascading off to the side. So if you all have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments, and I'd be interested to see your solution for how you can make this work. So right now the machines that we want to do are basically directly underneath this stuff here. That's where this rotational stuff goes up into, and I think we can see, yeah, we can see our basic energy cube is right there. So there's definitely power right there. I'm thinking somewhere off to this side we can set this system up. We're going to need a few more things. We're going to need some more cables to actually transfer the power, but I'm thinking this might be a good spot right in here. There we are. So our 4 generators are there. The power cables will come off of the front. Now, I need to create a little space around them. Oh, there's a transporter there. That's going to be kind of annoying. Actually, it won't be too bad because I can just build up around it here. That's not bad at all. So we want to maintain and keep all the lava inside of here. We don't want it flowing outwards. So we're going to basically drop the lava right on top of these, but it will leak out the sides if we don't do something. Now, these just require some lava. They don't require a whole lot of anything else. I'm going to go ahead and connect the power cables up to all 4 of them. And let's see, these will generate, max output is 160 FE a tick, which is not a whole lot, but it should be enough. So let's drop this lava on this one there. It does light up. All right, it does look like it is producing. It is charging up this cable now. So it's, 3.7 KFE. That's actually not bad. It's not building up to buffer yet because it does have to charge this cable up first. If we remove this cable, the lava is probably going to leak out. So let's just check it. Yes, the lava does leak out, so we got to keep that on there. Okay. So yeah, it is building up. We can see at the top right there, 5.4, 5.5 KFE. So it is creating quite a bit of power. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get some lava. Now I know there's a massive lava lake down underneath this section here. And I believe, yeah, this is it right here. There is a ladder down here. So we're going to take this ladder down clear to the bottom and then retrieve some more lava in our buckets. All right, so our cable is completely filled up, and now these should start filling up with power. Yep, there they go. All right, once the cable is charged, it's going to try to charge the buffers, I think, of these other ones. But yeah, there we go. We have power being generated. So I'm going to go ahead and work on getting this thing hooked up to the energy cube upstairs, and then we should have some better power production. So back over here on the island, oh, don't forget, subscribe to Code. Back over here on the island, we've been working away at building up, as much as we can in the meantime. So one of the things that I did a little bit earlier is I went through and I kind of mapped out where everything's going to be going. So right over here is going to be the nuclear reactor. We're going to have the boiler right here, the steam turbine right there. And right there is our induction matrix. And I'm actually kind of already using this. We've got a little bit of power coming in, a little bit of power going out. Technically, we have a little bit less. The sun's going down. And the only input power we have is that solar panel I just mentioned. I ended up putting it over here instead of on my base, just to keep this thing going so we can keep working. So we already have power storage. Let's go ahead and take a look downstairs and I'll show you what's changed down here. So down here, we've been hard at work. We did fix the kelp farm. we realized it grows to a max of 26 blocks, I believe, or 27. And so we just moved everything down. CWG helped me out a lot with that. So everything's down on the ground now. And this is producing a whole lot of kelp for the burning system that it uses. You can see the kelp blocks just going right there. So over here, we added in the heat generators. I had mentioned that before, but over here is where we've actually started some mechanism stuff. Now, all these machines came from my base. I went ahead and moved all of my stuff over to here because it's not too hard to get, in and out. So I figured we'll move all the stuff over here, and that way this can be used for whenever we start selling stuff up top. So we'll have like a chest where people can input their items. They input their items, it'll hit this first one, go through the system, and then be ejected back up out to another chest up on top as well. So kind of a one-stop shop to multiply your ores, which is really cool. So yeah, all these machines are mostly, I think they're all full up and idle at this point, yeah. We currently are only at the 4x ore multiplication. We eventually went to go to 5x, but that requires a little bit more infrastructure, and I think CWG may assist me in doing that here pretty soon. So what I have in my inventory right now is a shulker box full of everything that I need to build the steam turbine. We have all the turbine casings, the glass, the blades, the vents, all the stuff that we need to build this turbine. So in between episodes, I'm going to work on getting that done. So whenever you see this place next, we will have at least a steam turbine here. Hopefully we'll have a boiler and maybe even a nuclear reactor. A lot of stuff I have to gather first, so a lot of mining for some of the ores, the osmium, things like that. Then of course we'll have to do vault runs as well to get Larimar and everything else we need for it. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all on the next episode.